Yes, indeed. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Next Level Psychic. I am your host, Paul Francis, and welcome to this another show stuffed with bits and pieces, ghostly pictures and ghostly videos, and much, much more. Now, first of all, I must apologize because it would seem that even when I was setting up trying to be really super cool and setting up this week's show way in advance, like last Friday, I set the wrong date up or the wrong time or something along those lines, whatever it was. I do apologize because it seems to have started without me. And I believe that some of you wonderful people came in and actually was waiting for the show to start, and I had the date wrong. Unless I tell you different, my dear friends, unless I tell you different, just assume Monday night, 8 p.m., Thursday night, 8 p.m., unless I tell you different, okay? Because I'm an idiot and I can get it wrong. Let's have a look who's in the chat room tonight. Wow, crikey, you guys are really odd. Kaz, she was in, she was in before I even come into the studio. Kaz, good evening, darling. Lynn, good evening. Welcome always. Denise, welcome to the show. Ravina, the happy crochet hooker. Ravina, welcome to the show. Lovely to see you. Julie Sharp, welcome. Good to see you too, my darling. And right, you're all in the room. Don't forget, I'm just going to move the camera. That's better because the camera's pointing up the ceiling. Don't forget, hit that like button. Smash that like button. Really important. It's really important to the channel. And of course, don't forget to share the show. Get it out there with your friends and family. Invite your friends and family to come and join us and have a ball. It's supposed to be fun. Greetings from San Francisco, all the way from beautiful parts of the world. Lisa, welcome to the show, Lisa. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. One of the places I've always wanted to go and do a paranormal investigation in is Alcatraz, and I believe that's San Francisco. Am I right? Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm Irish, although I've been to America several times, I've not been to San Francisco, but I've always wanted to do an investigation in Alcatraz. I'm so glad you said that. I thought I'd lost the plot completely, says Kaz. Not at all, darling. It's me that's lost the plot. Boing! Brain went on a holiday, vacation. Loretta Lewis, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome back to the show. Good to see you, my darling. Alcatraz, I really, really, really want to go and visit Alcatraz and do a paranormal investigation, but a proper one, not a pie in the sky one, like so many of these ghost hunting teams that do investigations and catch demons and this and that and the other. And as soon as I hear a paranormal team starting to talk to demons, I go, on that note, let's move forward. Jane, welcome to the show. Good evening. Wow, you're all coming in nice and early. Good to see. Thank you so very, very much for being here. Please don't forget, again, smash that like button. Really important. Smash that like button. And equally important to share the show. We need to get the numbers up over 1,000 so YouTube will give us a permanent place. At the moment, it's semi-permanent, so we need to get those numbers, boom, up over 1,000. Help us do that. It's free to join, so there's no cost to anybody other than clicking a little subscription button, clicking a little bell icon, so that you guys know when we're going to be live, etc. But it's vital. It's really, really important to the show to do that. So the show is like pretty much any other show, only with a difference in that I am open to answering questions for you about the paranormal. The paranormal, let's look at the word paranormal, right? Para and normal, the two words merged together, okay? Paranormal. Para meaning beyond. That's what that means. Outside of and beyond. And normal. But the big question you got to ask yourself is, what's normal? That's the question you got to ask. What actually is normal to be paranormal? Okay. Jane says, "Sorry, I missed Thursday. I was wiped out. I had an infusion at the hospital, darling. No need for apologies, none whatsoever. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and I do hope you're feeling better, my darling." Leaving my thumb lurking. Chris James, welcome to the show. Thank you for your podcast. It's honestly, it's my honor. I'm sure you do wish England football team had won the final. Nope, I'm Irish. I'm Irish. So, hey, listen, without starting to get sport political, I don't follow football. I've never, I haven't been, I don't, I played football as a kid with my family and my dad and my brothers and, and the boys in the street. You played a game of football. But that's kind of where that's all I was interested in. My sport, if it's got a motor on it, I'm interested. Okay, so my sport that I watch religiously is the Formula One. I'm a big F1 fan. My brother and I we like motorcycles. We watch the Isle of Man TTs and the big superbike races and things of that nature. We like that kind of thing. Not a big football fan. Just to be honest with you, I stopped following football when Cantona was left Man United. That's when I kind of stopped following it. But thank you. And you know what? It doesn't matter who wins at the end of the day. The very fact that both teams that were in the final did well to get to the final. So congratulations to both of them. Spain has won, and great, fantastic. And they didn't win they won by working hard, and that's what it's all about. So I will be doing I'll be doing a seminar in not this Wednesday, but Wednesday following. Okay, so if you have subscribed to my channel, let me just get this banner up. If you have subscribed to my Patreon channel, which is going along the bottom now as we speak, if you have subscribed to my Patreon channel, you will be invited to the seminar. If you haven't subscribed to my Patreon channel, you won't be. So you need to be in there and subscribed. So you can subscribe when we do a Patreon seminar. It means everybody in Patreon. Other seminars are only for people who have tiered levels. By all means, ask anybody who is in the tier levels what they thought of the seminars. Don't come to me, because I'll tell you they're brilliant anyway. But ask the people who actually did the seminar how they got on, what was involved, and what results they got, and then take it from them, because they will tell you the honest truth. So, as normal, we will be doing a 3-picture photographs of entities or energies caught on camera. And you guys can tell me if you think they're real or, in fact, not fake. So, if you've just joined us, Julie Evans, welcome to the show, my love. Good to see you. If you've just joined us, welcome. Please, please, please don't forget to hit that like button. It's vitally important to the show that you hit the like button. So smash that like button. And of course, don't forget to share the show. Share it with your friends and with your family. Get them to come along and enjoy us and have fun with us, because that's what this side of it's all about. It's about having fun, looking at pictures and videos of paranormal, and then thinking, "Oh, wow!" And people do they really enjoy it. People love getting scared. That's the whole thing about it. They love getting scared. So, where are we? We're 12 minutes in, so I've got a bit of time before I start doing the photographs and start talking about the photographs. So, para and normal. When I teach my team, my paranormal investigation team is Paraghost, and when I teach the Paraghost members, I always say normal before paranormal. Okay, look for the normal explanation first before you automatically jump to the paranormal. Don't go to paranormal first and then go normal. Not everything that goes bump in the night is spiritual. Like, for example, this house that we're in, even though it's fairly new, it creaks and groans and makes weird sounds. And if you weren't if you weren't aware, you'd be thinking, oh my God, this thing's haunted, or this place is haunted. In fact, if anything at all, and here's full disclosure, I do believe we have energies in this property. And it can't be the property because the property is a new build. So it's got to be the area. Okay. But there's been things happening here in this house that I've sort of I always pushed it off. And then I was speaking to the family. We sit around the dinner table and we talk. And the family have been noticing things happening, which I go, right, okay, then it's an energy trying to let us know that it's here. So it's not a family member because I'd pick that up. So it's definitely an energy off the area. And that's something you've got to really, really look at. When you're looking at paranormal going on around you, yes, look at the house first. Has your house got history? That mean the house that we're moving to within the next couple of weeks was built in the 1700s, so it's going to have energies. And it was originally a mill, so it could have had tragedies as well. You know, in mills of old, not everything was health and safety, so people got hurt. So there could be definite. I'm pretty confident there's energies around that particular property. Beautiful property, can't wait to move. But you know, if we say, for example, we bought this particular house and we moved in, and it's a brand new house, so it can't be anything to do with the build itself. So it has to be to do with the area. So we need to research the area. Okay, my understanding is the area was farming and market town. So again, what goes along with farming and market towns? Well, farming has tragedies constantly. It's one of the most dangerous occupations you can have, apart from fishing, which is the most dangerous. But you know, people get hurt with farming machinery. They get hurt with the animals. They get hurt with every day falling into silos and so on and so forth. So farming is a very, very dangerous occupation. So it can have tragedies, but not if you then have to take it back past that again. What was, you know, where was the area? What went on in the area in, you know, the 1100s, 1200s, 1300s, 14, 15, etc. And this area was well known for battlefields, especially with Cromwell and the Roundheads. And I know that the King of England hid out in this area because he was being hunted by the Roundheads. So there is battle scarring of the area to be looked at. And of course, this part of the world is very famous for World War II in both defense and attacking. This is where they actually practiced the D-Day landings. So we're not very far from where they actually did the D-Day landings. So it's interesting. Do you think negative energy can enter your dreams? Well, energy's energy, my darling. Can negative energy enter your dreams? Yes. Yes. Yes, it can. Can it affect you? Yeah. Yes, it can. But it depends on how strong you are. I mean, I'm lucky in the fact that I have a lot of years behind me. So I'm pretty lucky. And Johanna will know if I'm being attacked by a negative entity, because I will go into defense mode immediately and I'll start doing various things. And then Johanna will wait for me to finish doing those things, and then she'll bring me out of the sleep and she'll say, like, are you okay? And I was like, oh, no, I'm glad you did that, you know. Then I'll explain what happened. So, and your negative energy can enter your dreams, do your dream state, because it's energy and it can affect you by associating with the energy, like a loved one would, you know, a loved one's energy. So the loved one can chat to you through dreams, through dream state. We call them visitation. So why not a negative energy? There's not, now listen, before we go anywhere, all right, you have to understand what you think a negative energy is. Alrighty. Okay, let me do are we training with you all right now? All right. I'm gonna ask you a question right now, and I just want you to answer in the comments below, and answer pretty quickly if you can. What is your definition of negative energy? Okay, so answer that for me right now, while I read Julia and Jane's message. My nephew stayed in a modern house in Dillable years ago. Lots of happenings have apparently built where there had been a mining rail disaster. Right, there you go. That's information about the area. I had a dream, I don't remember it, but I had some words said to me that I didn't understand and woke up uneasy. Right. Once again, doesn't necessarily mean there's negative energy, my darling. Not even thing about it, negative energy is it doesn't necessarily sit around and have a chat with you. Okay? It doesn't necessarily sit around and go, hey, so anyway, let me just tell you something. It will try and affect you physically, usually. Okay. So there's a good, an unhappy or unsettled spirit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm waiting on the rest of you guys. While I'm waiting, I'll have some water. I'm just watching my dog eyeing up a crow. As it's in full attack mode. It's like really like a glitch in the so-called matrix. It's really still. So just Jane has responded. Come on, guys. What's your definition of negative energy? Nobody's talking to us. Just me and you, Jane. It looks like. So everybody else has left the room, and it's just you and I, Jane. We'll just have a chat. So let's have a cup of tea. Julie says, toxic people who thrive off drama and hurt others for their own benefit to feel good about themselves. Well, that's really narcissistics. Julie Evans says, do they want to harm you or trying to get your attention? Well, that's a question. My question was, what's your definition of a negative energy? What I heard was, I keep fighting, but angel spaces are mine. So that would be more like an angelic connection rather than a negative energy, Jane, I would say. If that's what you heard, that was the angel telling you the space that you're occupying, they're surrounding it. That's what I'm taking from that. When people are on a downer and try to get you in their frame of mind, right? We're talking. Hey, first of all, Julia and Kaz, great answers. However, I'm talking about negative spiritual energy. Okay, negative energy from on high. Okay, so what's your thoughts? What's your definition of negative energy? Chris James says, an unloving spirit that enjoys messing with us. Right. Okay. An unsettled spirit, says Julie Evans. Great answers, by the way, all of y'all. So I wrote it down at 5 o'clock, or I would have forgotten. Well, that's the definition of a dream. Because if you've forgotten it, that's pretty much the definition of a dream. So what I would do, Jane, in that instance of, I was going to say, if I knew you, because I know you. So what I would say is look around as to where you might have seen those words. Were they in a book? Were they in a TV program, a movie, show of some description? So your subconscious might have grabbed those words, put them together in the dream, and you hear that words being said to you. You could have been a part of one of my shows. So you take all the information from my show, put it together with all the other information. Subconsciously, your mind is picked up and creates a dream. The thing about a visitation is you won't forget it. That's my point. You will not forget it. A dream, you will, because it's just subconscious, unconscious, working together to create like a movie in your mind. Attention seeking, trying to get the attention of the living in a fearful way. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. So, let me talk to you about negative energies. First and foremost, for you to come across a negative energy would, and I'm not joking you, a negative energy to what you consider a negative energy, i.e., evil, probably 1 in 10 million. Probably 1 in 10 million, if not more. Okay. And I'll tell you why. First of all, people are immediately thinking about what I've just said, and their mind's going, oh, hang on a second. 1 in 10 million. Yes, I'll tell you why. Because negative energies, as in being negative spirits or demons or whatever you want to call them, don't come up and go, oh, by the way, I'm negative. I'm a bad spirit. I'm a negative energy. I'm a evil guy. I'm from downstairs, not upstairs. They don't come and tell you that. Okay. Negative energies in the true sense of a negative energy are very sneaky. They will take weeks and months, even years to come in, and they will work their way in very, very gently and very successfully, and they do it that way. Okay. When I was training, with my classmates and I, when we were training as to be psychic mediums, professional psychic mediums, our teacher had given us guidelines and rules of what not to do. Okay, of course, when you are a medium who is so quick and so sharp and so accurate constantly, who are you to be told to be given guidelines? Idiot. Paul, I don't want you meditating late at night. Okay, no worries. 20 past 1 in the morning, couldn't sleep, meditating. And what happened was I was open to the energies of the area. Next thing, I had a hand on the back of my neck here, like that. I went, boof, and it pushed me down flat. So if you can imagine, my legs are out that way, and my chest and chin are on the floor like that. And I'm like, like this here. And I was sitting, it was like 20 past 1 in the morning. I was in the house by myself. And then I quickly went, okay. I started with the Lord's Prayer, and I called in my guides and my helpers, and I went, please get this off me. And Shan immediately said to me, I allowed that to happen. And I said, why did you do that? She was to teach you a damn lesson. When you're told not to do something, don't do it. Right? So my guides taught me a lesson because I was a cocky git and I had my arse well and truly kicked. So that happened. Okay. Another thing happened in the group when we weren't opening and closing and protecting properly. So we were opening up and being open to energies, and we weren't clearing and closing properly. And something came into the group, and it hopped from person to person to person all the way through the group. My teacher knew about it, and she said, I allowed it to happen, so you'd all learn a damn lesson. And from a group of very, very spiritual, energy loving group that we started turning to be narky and sarcastic to each other and things of that nature. And then our teacher, she cleared the circle, cleared the houses, told us what to do with our houses, and everything was tickety-boo. So you must follow guidelines, okay? So a negative energy, in the sense that you think is a negative energy, 1 in 10 million, if not more, okay? Another negative energy, now it was mentioned in the room, an unsettled spirit, okay? Now, an unsettled spirit has another name. Does anybody know what that name is? Unsettled spirit, okay? It's also renowned or called poltergeist, okay? Poltergeist is 2 words, not one, it's 2. Polter and Geist. Polter and Geist, okay? Polter mean unsettled, Geist meaning ghost or spirit. And when you have poltergeist, poltergeists were just unsettled spirits up until Hollywood got involved, and out came the movie Poltergeist. And from that moment on, everything was evil. Right, okay, imagine yourself, just everybody who I'm talking to tonight, tomorrow, and the rest of the week who will catch up with these tonight's show. Imagine yourself, and you crossed over. So you're in your house, and you're maybe not aware that you properly crossed over yet, but people aren't talking to you. You're trying to talk to them, and they're like, it seems like they're ignoring you. Okay. And then they start talking about you, like, and you're sitting going, I'm right here. And they're not paying attention to you. Sooner or later, you're going to become unsettled, again, not happy. Right? So that will be another way that you can have poltergeist activity. Another way poltergeist activity can happen with absolutely no connection to unsettled or negative or evil or anything of that nature. You can still have poltergeist activity from a loved one, a mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, cousin, friend, daughter, son. And all it is, they're trying their best to get at your attention. You're not paying attention, so they're opening and closing doors and go, boom, I'm here. And there's no negativity involved of any kind. They're just trying to get your attention. But you walk into a group of these ghost hunters, oh, you've got a demon, it's evil, it's what do you call these, shadow person, is negative. BS. It isn't. Okay? Find out what you are dealing with before you label it. Now, okay, imagine you are in your house and you've lived in your house for 50, 60 years. You've passed on, but you're able to visit your house whenever you want. And some people come into your house and they decide, what a dump. What an absolute pit. I'm going to pull this house down and I'm going to start again. How are you going to feel? Are you going to go, oh, okay, help yourselves, work away, rip my house down that I took 60 years to build into a loving place, pull it apart, wreck it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, wreck it, rip it down. Or you're going to go, what? You'll instantaneously be given the label poltergeist and evil because you're not happy with how people are treating your house. I have seen it happen. I've been there and I've been involved with an energy that actually thought that way. So, been there. Poltergeist, German, it means unsettled spirit or ghost. Does that mean? So, you see what I mean? It's not all cut and dried. And that's why I get so very upset with these so called clearing mediums. Okay. Or as I like to call them, idiots. So I'm one such clearing medium. I approached them, and I, in the calmest of ways, I wasn't, I wasn't bullying in, bullying a china shop. I just said, "Excuse me, you're going to do a clearing, right?" And they go, "Yep. Oh yeah. I've got all the tools. I'm going to do clearing." I went, "Who are you clearing?" And he went, "All the spirits inside." I went, "Who? Who are you clearing?" Oh, the energies inside. You've said that twice now, but who are they? Oh, they're unsettled spirits, they're ghosts, they're the demons. And I went, so basically you've no idea. And they went, well, no. I said, so you're going to walk into that house and literally throw out, which could well be the people who lives there's parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, because you haven't checked. I put them straight in their place. Okay, so I can't stand these idiots who call themselves clearing mediums. All right, first and foremost, if a spirit wants to leave, it'll leave. If it doesn't want to leave, it won't. Okay, and if you're going to walk into a house, especially to throw out somebody out of their own house, likelihood it isn't going to work. So they say my dad is moving things and hiding things where he lived, but I had experienced the things when he was alive there. So it could well be. Best thing to do, Julia, my love, is say to, when you're in the house, say, Dad, and I know you're right, can you do me a favor? Whoever it is that's hiding stuff, could you please ask them not to do that? Do it like you would do it in real life. treat him with that kind of level of respect. And it's when I see these idiots who have these paranormal investigation shows, who taunt and who tease energies and treat them with disrespect, gets my goat up. That does. It really, really gets my. Oh, I can't stand it. Another great movie is Pet Cemetery. For me, hey Chris, it's clearly successful, but for me, I didn't like it. I'm not a big paranormal fan. Not really. If it's paranormal, it has to say based on a true story for me. Otherwise, I'll go. Yeah, and Johanna, my wife, hates it. I'm watching shows. I go, no, it wouldn't work. Like, no, they wouldn't do that. And she's going, for God's sake, just let the movies. And I go, no, if they're going to do it, why don't they do it right? So she hates watching paranormal shows or paranormal movies with me because I'm going, no. They wouldn't do that. Okay. So, anyway, enough of that. I do hope you learn stuff out of this show because it's about having fun and learning all at the same time. Did pass a message. I did pass on a message to speak to him in case. Good idea. So, big thumbs up, guys. Are you enjoying the show? Let me know in the comments below. If there's anything that you'd like me to talk about, please make a comment and let me know. Ask me questions. I love questions. Love them. 3:34. We got 34 minutes into the show, so let's get on with tonight's pictorials, shall we? So the first picture tonight, as you just saw, we'll come back to in a second. It's weird that came up, really. I was following the Alec Baldwin case. If you are, Kaz says, loving it, learning so very much. Kaz, thank you. So get a message out to all of your mates, get all your friends, especially in your groups, and say, guys, you really have to come and join us because this is so much fun, and we're learning so much. So get a message out in your groups, tell them exactly that. Anyway, I don't know if you guys have been watching it or if you've been following it. I was following it intensely, the Alex Baldwin shooting case, where Alex Baldwin was on set and he was using a weapon. The weapon went off and he shot a lady who was the director of the movie and unfortunately killed her. And the bullet went through her out the other side and hit his buddy and put him in hospital too. So I'm so sorry that happened. I'm so sorry that someone lost their life over it, but it was an accident at the end of the day. Is Alec Baldwin to blame? There is an armorer on set. Their job is to make everything safe. That's their job. I know I've worked on sets. Their job is to make sure the weapon is safe, make sure that the actor knows that the weapon is safe. And from what we can gather, that she just handed him the weapon and he walked off and did it. So anyway, let's go on to the first of tonight's slides. There you go. So this is a picture, and in the background, in the grass, is a spirit that has been caught on camera. Okay, this is called the Boot Hill Ghost. So you can see the guy in the front. He's obviously dressed up in Western clothing, cowboy hat, the mustache, the neckerchief, and the weapon, of course, the Colt. But when the photograph was taken, they are stating that little person in the background shouldn't have been there. Because when they took that picture, it was just the guy on his own and the countryside. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that? Yes, Julia. He's been pulled through it for it was over 3 years he's gone through it, and they put him in court saying that he was going to be he was charged with involuntary manslaughter. Oh, guy's been put through it. So what's your thoughts? That is that a picture? Did we capture Ghost in the background there? He really cried after the judgment dismissed the manslaughter. Yes, I was watching it. Yeah, I felt so sorry for him. I mean, he's not got the best reputations. He does have a temper, but maybe, just maybe, he will completely change that. My beautiful wife Johanna says he is one of the nicest guys that she's ever done business with. Him and his brothers, when COVID hit and lockdown was in place, he and his brothers bought a whole pile of PPE equipment for all the local hospitals and hostels in the area. They bought it, and Johanna was part of the team that was supplying them with the PPE. And she said he is one of the nicest people that she's ever dealt with. So, yeah, I'm looking at it from the other side, and the fact that I deal with a lot of actors and a lot of producers and directors, and they've said, oh, no, he's a bit of a git on stage. Well, there we go. So what's your thoughts? Come on, leave a comment below. Do you think that is an actual spirit that's been caught in the background? Or what? What's your thoughts? Or do you think that, somebody's just standing there to fake? What's your thoughts? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Let's go. Let's make this move. Let's go for slide number 2. Right. So this is called the SS Watertown. The story goes that there was a pile of guys that were put in a particular part of the ship. The ship had released oils or fuels, and when they were taking pictures, these energies of these guys were captured, and they say these are the spirit of the people that died on board the SS Watertown. What is your thoughts? Now, the arrows there clearly dictate where the 2 pictures are. What are your thoughts on that? Is that fake or is it real? So Kaz reckons number 1 is fake and number 2 is real. Kelsey Deconing. Is it Deconing or Deconing? I'm not too sure. Welcome to the show. So what's your thoughts? Are those spirit energies, or did they capture 2 spirit energies in the photograph? What's your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Julia says 2 males, no 2 real. So you think the SS Watertown pictures are fake, Julia? Or Julie, sorry. You think the SS Watertown is fake? What's your actually... Oh, come on, guys. Let me know. You're really slow coming back to me tonight. Come on, speed it up a bit. What's your thoughts? Julia Evans reckons, I think this is real. Looking at that. Interesting. Very interesting. So everybody's taking their times tonight. So we'll move on. Final picture of tonight. This is a photograph taken near railway, as you can tell by the railway sign in the background, of an energy near a walkway there. So what's your thoughts on that one? So you can see the energy that's circled in the white circle. And what's your thoughts? Is ticking, obviously, and it's whoever took the picture has highlighted it. Julie Sharp thinks number 3 is real. She thinks this one is real. What's your thoughts? It looks more like a guy hiding in the grass area. Maybe he was trying to photobomb. So she's going a bit. Well, which is it, Jane? Come on, you little, you little politician. You fake, but might be real. Well, which is it? One or the other? Come on. Lynn says number one is fake. That's the very first picture, which we'll go obviously get back to. What's your thoughts on the second one and the third one? This is the third one. Kaz reckons this one's real. All right. Alrighty. So Jane's going for the photobomb one, and she thinks it's fake, but it might be real. So she's kind of looking and going, I don't really know. Interesting. So Julie goes fake number one, real number two, and real number three. You see more than two faces. Where? In this picture here, Jane? And this on the third one? So while you're all contemplating, I'll go through them all again. So that was the first one tonight, which is called the Boot Hill Ghost. Jane reckons that it could be somebody doing a photo bomb in the background. Not sure. Quite a few of you think that one there is fake. Number two is the SS Watertown, where a lot of people died on the vessel, and photographs were taken. And this is one of the photographs where it captured, they say, captured the spirit or the spirits of two of the people who passed. So Jane reckons this one's real. Okay. And so does Lynn, thinks number two is real. And finally, number three tonight is called the Track Ghosts, as plural. What are your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on that one now? If and when I move back to Ireland, my accent is going to get so strong, it'll be talking like this here now, you don't know. Go on now, go on. I'll sound like Father Ted before you know it. Right, okay, so let's have a look at whether you got it right, wrong, or indifferent, shall we? Cass says, I can actually see it on the face to the left of the second pick. The second pick. Oh, well, yeah, but if you really want to go into what's called matrixing, in between where it looks like a V, you could make out two eyes and a nose there. And on the left arrow, to the left side of the left arrow, it looks like a big face. And if you go above that, you could make out almost like a skull above that. Okay. If you look to the right arrow and immediately just below the point of the right arrow to the right, you could make out what looks like a pair of highlighted cheekbones with a nose and the darkened mouth area. So that is called matrixing. So your eyes see what you want it to see. If you look at the left arrow and where the arrow goes into like the triangle, bottom left-hand corner of the triangle, you could also make a face there where the bottom left-hand corner of the triangle is. You could, but that's matrixing. So it's your eyes see what they want to see. Your brain puts in what it wants to put in it. So it's interesting. So Jane has made a decision. She's gone, 1 is fake, 2 is real, and 3 is fake. So the third one, that is a fake photograph, according to Jane. Right, well, let me just give you the information on all of the photographs for tonight. So tonight, let me just get my information. So where are we? I want to get this information correct. Right, so Here we go. So, picture number one tonight, which is called The Bootle Ghosts. Terry Ike Clanton is an actor, so that's the man standing in front, recording artist and cowboy poet, and is also a relative of the legendary Clanton Gang. The legendary Clanton Gang was a big bunch of gang who used to do a lot of bushwhacking and all the various things that naughty cowboys used to get up to. They clashed with the Earp boys, so Doc Holliday and people like that. The famous fight of the the OK Corral. Clanton took the photograph of his friend at Boot Hill Graveyard. The photo was taken in black and white because he wanted an old Western looking pictures of himself dressed in the Clantons' 1880 period clothing. Clanton took the film for development to the local thrifty drugstore, and when he got it back, he was startled at what he saw. Among the gravestones, and just to the right of his friend, the image of what appears to be a thin man in a dark hat. By height, the man appears to be either legless or kneeling or rising up out of the ground. So, this picture is real. Chris says, I can understand you better than most Irish guys. That's because I've been living in Cornwall for 38 years and my accent softened quite a bit. So that's probably why. So picture number one, if you selected fake, it's actually real. They're all going, oh no. Right, so let's get on to picture number two now. Sorry, I've just got my nose is getting a bit bunged up. Right, so this is the SS Watertown. James Courtney and Michael Meehan, crew members of the SS Watertown, were cleaning a cargo tank of the oil tanker as it sailed towards the Panama Canal. Start that again. As it sailed towards the Panama Canal from New York City in December of 1924. Through a freak accident, the two men were overcome by gas fumes and killed. As was the custom of the time, the sailors were buried at sea off the Mexican coast on December 4th, 1924. But this was not the last remaining crew members to see of their unfortunate shipmates. The next day, before dusk, the first mate reported seeing faces of the two men in the waves of the port on the port side of the ship. They remained in the water for 10 seconds and then faded. For several days thereafter, the phantom-like faces of the sailors were clearly seen by other members of the crew in the water following the ship. On arrival in New Orleans, the ship's captain, Keith Tracy, reported the strange events to his employers, the City Services Company, who suggested that he try to take a photograph of these eerie faces. The captain purchased the camera for the continuing voyage, and when the faces again appeared in the water, the Captain Tracy took 6 photographs, then locked the camera and the film in the ship's safe. When the film was processed by a commercial developer in New York, 5 of the exposed showed nothing but sea foam, and the 6th showed the ghostly faces of the 2 doomed seamen. The negative was checked for fakery and by the Burns Detective Agency. After the ship's crew had been changed, there were no more reports of the sightings. Now, there's an update. After me reading that all out to you, I could say, no, this is real. However, an update has come in. The update states, this photograph may have been proved to be a hoax. Blake Smith was written up in depth analysis. Blake Smith has written an in-depth analysis and investigation of the photograph for the Foreign Times. So it's a kind of yes, no. But if members of the crew were seeing this, so basically what it is these photographs kept appearing in the waves. What is waves? I'm going to ask you a question. What do waves produce? Waves produce energy. What can energy be used for? And I rest my case. Do you see many? Well, there's thousands of or millions of people around the globe who have seen weird things in the water, weird shapes, mer people, um, UFOs kind of things underwater. So they do look like faces, and if they're coming out of the waves and have been seen in the water for multiples of weeks, do you know what? I'm going to go with real. You can be right, wrong, or indifferent. That's your prerogative, totally. Finally, tonight's final photograph. A strange legend surrounds a railroad crossing in just south of San Antonio, Texas. The intersection of roadway and railroad track is where the story goes, and was the site of a tragic accident in which several school children were killed. But their ghosts linger at the spot in which the idle cars crossed the tracks, and even though the path is uphill. The story may be just stuff of urban legend, but the accounts were intriguing enough to be an article about the phenomenon, which was written. It was written in Haunted Railroad Crossing, which was written, and the article included a photograph submitted by Andy and Debbie Chesney, and their daughter had some friends and recently had been to the crossing to test the legend. Sorry. As she took more photographs, inexplicably, a strange, transparent figure turned up in one of the photographs. They had no idea who it was, and it was a picture on. They had no idea that the picture had actually been there until the next day when they printed it out. It showed them of the Chesneys. It was really freaky, and it appears that a little girl carrying a teddy bear. So that's where you might be able to see the two faces. It seemed to be a little girl carrying a teddy bear, and other readers who've been there have also seen a little girl with a dog sitting at her feet at the very same place. So there are tragedies that have happened in places where railroads have been encountered. One of them is a massive tragedy in Ireland that I'm hoping to investigate in the not too distant future in the city of Armagh, where a lot of Sunday goers were climbing aboard a train. Well, another train ran out of control and slammed into it, and hundreds of people died. So it's said to be teeming with spirit. So this one here, I can see a young girl carrying a teddy bear. I don't know what you guys think, but tragedies of this nature in places of like this, where a road crosses over a railroad, is quite common. What's your thoughts? I'm going to go for real. I'm going to go for 3 reels tonight. What's your thoughts? Tell me before we get into tonight's video. What's your thoughts? Come on, leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think. Obviously, the sun has dried up all the rain today because the pollen must be coming up, and I'm getting a lot of pollen. Come on then, what's your thoughts? Leave a message below. Let me know. Tell me what's going on with y'all. The problem with cameras, says Chris, is think about all right. There's old school cameras, i.e., films. You could have things called double exposures, which made pictures look real and look spooky and so on and so forth. And digitalization means that you can't have double exposure anymore, but you can enter more pixels that aren't there before, i.e., fake a ghost. But a lot of people are going back to doing Polaroid pictures. Okay, a lot of paranormal investigators, including yours truly, are going back to Polaroid photographs. Okay, where you take an instantaneous picture of there and then, and it comes out in a Polaroid, so there's no time waste. and quite a lot of stuff has turned up. Okay, I took a picture one night out of an investigation, and nobody else seen it. And I, because obviously I'm looking for this stuff all the time, I caught it with my eye, and it was actually, it looked like a man peering in through the window, and I was like, wow, look at that, we caught this here, blah 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 blah. And as I would carried on around the room, I actually saw a photograph of the man. So I'll show you that in next week's show. Julie says, I love this show. It really makes you think. Julie, thank you. I really appreciate that. Kaz says, I totally agree. Oh, you guys should just make me feel so good. To me, that looks like a blob of granite. Might have thought differently more close up. What? Oh, you mean there's the spirit here? Well, if you look at it, Jane, if you look at the sort of, say, the head, neck area like that, you can see the railroad passing through it in a line. Now, my first initial reaction when I looked at it first, I thought, nah, it's fake, because spirits don't leave shadows. If you look at the feet, you can see what's a shadow. And this is what you need to look for. And this is the kind of thing that you need to, I'm going to teach you what to look for. So when I looked at it, I went, no, that's a fake. There's a shadow. And then I went, oh, hang on a sec. Ah, got it. What you do is you look at the direction of the light, where the light's coming from. So, for an example, if the light was behind me, I would get the light coming past me like that. So the light, as we see it, is coming from the photograph going towards the railroads, and the shadow is going alongside the spirit. So it's of whatever is in front of it, like a stone or whatever's in front of the camera there, in front of the spirit. The shadow is coming off of that. So if you look at the railroad sign and you look at the ground, you can see the shadows are moving away from it. So the light source is coming in the same direction. And then I went, oh, right, okay. No, the light source is from this side, not the left side of the ghost. So therefore, if the ghost or the person was fake, their shadow would go towards the railway lines, and it's not. So, but when you zoom in and look at the actual energy, you can see the railway lines coming right through their body. I need to go back to Specsavers. My little grandson just asked for one of those Polaroid cameras. Yeah, they're quite cool. They're quite cool. Polaroid cameras aren't expensive. It's the blimmin', it's the film or the cartridges that can be expensive. But do some research first, my darling. Do some research first, because there's quite a few companies that now do them. Right, so there you are, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope you enjoyed it. I love this. I really enjoy doing this. So tonight's ghostly apparition caught on camera is about to be shown to you. Let me see. Let me just get that down. Presente. Video file. There we go. That doesn't want to do that tonight for some reason. Share screen. There we go. All right. So I've got this. We're going to be watching this one together for the first time. So let me know what your thoughts are as we go into this.
Right in the corner of this thing, there was this weird shape, man. He said, I'm in here.
Western Australian homeowner Kevin Vidal is far from your typical ghost hunter. In fact, Kevin says that he's quite annoyed with the disruptive behavior of the shadow spirit that he says haunts his home. In this video sent in to me on Facebook, we basically just see Kevin wandering from room to room of his home, cursing at the ghost, who he has nicknamed Little. We can also hear a few bizarre sounds that Kevin claims are EVPs.
Where are you?
But Otherwise, the video is mostly uneventful, with just Kevin strolling through the home and making vague threats to the spirit.
Now, man, we're gonna bless this. Next boy from here. You don't belong here anymore.
But Kevin says that when the video is watched back with a more critical eye, there are a couple of actual sightings of the strange shadow being that he says haunts his home.
Now, before we go any further, did any of you catch the spirit? Have any of you caught the spirit? I've seen it twice. Have you caught the spirit yet? Come on, I need you to feed me back. Come on, leave a comment. No, says Kaz, you haven't? Okay. Anybody else? Twice the camera has gone past. Twice I could see the spirit. I think it's a little boy myself, but there we go. No, not at all, says Julie. The rest of you, come on. Jane, Lynn, and all the rest of you, have you seen it yet? Before we go any further? No? Okay, well, when he goes back into the hallway, look at the end of the hallway, and there's a wall, and look straight down the wall, and you'll see like a little shape. Here we go.
Stop
Oh,
using your own money. On developments like this, you'll run out of
yes,
it.
bastard. Here we go.
You making that beeping noise, huh? Talking?
Watch closely.
In this scene, Kevin says that you can actually see the shadow creature rising right up from the floor. Now, when I first saw this, my initial thought was that this just looks like a dog or a large cat walking towards the door. The clip is only half a second long, so it's kind of hard to tell. But this next clip is a little harder to explain.
Here. In that hallway. There.
As Kevin rounds a corner, we can quickly see some large dark shape darting back and forth in the entryway near his front door. Whatever this is, moves at a superhuman speed in the few frames that it's visible. And it can't simply be explained away by any in-camera glitch that I know of. Kevin Vidal only ever posted this one single YouTube video to his channel. Then he pretty much disappeared from YouTube. One can only hope that that house blessing that Kevin kept threatening the ghost with actually worked. The lady in white. Now, if there's one thing we learned in last week's video, it's that driving the back roads of India late at night can be a very frightening experience.
I actually have seen this video before, so
Now, this next video takes place on Chikmagalur Hill Road in India.
right. So take that off. Okay. There you go. What were your thoughts on that? So a lot of people would say that's evil because it's just a dark shape. A lot of people would say, no, I've got it's an evil. What did you miss, Lynn? It came up about 4 times. A lot of people would say because it's what they refer to as a shadow creature, it's a negative energy. But the shape and the way it moves, I'm going to say that's a kid. That's a little boy. My feelings are it's a little boy. Nothing evil about it whatsoever. But it just goes to show you how a presenter and a person who's taking the video can get you to think it's negative because they're saying, I'm going to get this place blessed. And you're all automatically thinking dark energy, rising up, moving from side to side, can't be, it can't be holy or anything like that. So your mind is that's what I referred to when I was teaching before. It's what's referred to as the setup. Okay. The second one, the lady in white. Oh my God, it's in India. Pretty much everybody wears white in India. Walk alongside of the road. Why, and under God, would that be negative? Why would that have to be a spirit? Remember what I said: normal before paranormal. Maybe the kid was playing a game. Yes, could be a kid. A kid, he wants to play around. You know, he doesn't want to be thrown out. He wants to play around. If somebody's got his attention, he's at last. He may have been trying for quite some time for to get people to get his attention, and finally, somebody has. He's got somebody to pay attention to him. He's going to do what he can to keep that attention span. Okay, we call live kitties attention seekers. Why can't that be the case in spirit? So there you go. But the India lady spirit, nah, not buying it. Not buying it at all, not for 1 second. I can't understand how you missed that one, Lynn. Yes, no, she saw it. Now I don't know, maybe it's the internet. I'm catching up later on. Right, where are we on time? We are 8 minutes past. I've only got 7 minutes left of the show. Tell you what, let's slam on another video before we finish the show off. Let's have a look at this. Tell you what they do, they need to put something in get them roads sorted out. Whoa. Wow. What's your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that? Oh my gosh. It was in the air and just went, hmm. At the beginning, I was thinking, oh, that's just a guy standing there. And then next thing, he's down the road in front of them again, but he's in the air. That's a little bit dodgy. So I'll bring it back a little bit. There we go. Why is it a her? So if you watch in front, you'll see the spirit thing appear and then shoot off to the left. Watch now. Oh, terrible. There we go. Right. What do you think? You can't see it. We didn't see anything. You were frozen. You can only see. Oh, you guys can only see me. That's interesting. Oh, that is very interesting. I wonder why you can't see that. Okay, so we'll take that us off. Add this. So you guys can't see that. Okay. Can you not see that?
Now, this next video takes place on Chikmagalur Hill Road in India. Three men are driving in a car down a creepy, winding back road when they see something very strange up ahead.
Supercharge your business with the all-new Shopify point of sale, the all-in-one POS.
Okay. No.
ఎవడో నడుచుకొని వస్తున్నాడో ఏమో మాన్ పెయింట్ వేసిండదో ఎవడో నడుచుకొని వస్తుండదో ఏమో ఉంది పదరా సీదే ఏరా ఇంత పైన పుట్టావు భద్రా ఎవరో ఉంటాడా నిల్చుకొని ఎవరికో కాస్తుంటాడు కొంచెం ఫాస్ట్ అయిపోయింది కొంచెం ఫాస్ట్ అయిపోయింది పైన రా ఫాస్ట్ గా పోయి ఉంటాయి పోయిన కెమెరాలో తీస్తున్నాను చూస్తాం మేము
A bizarre white figure seems to just be standing motionless by the roadside. It doesn't move or even flinch as they pass dangerously close to her on the small road.
Again, why is it a her?
Now, when I first saw this video, I thought that since this figure is so still, that maybe this was just a statue, or possibly even a mannequin of some kind set up to fool unsuspecting drivers. However, as the group travels further down the road, it becomes clear that the bizarre figure is certainly no statue or mannequin.
What happened to spirit? So, guys, if you pay attention, that same spirit appears again just further down the road. Watch closely.
Men see the mysterious white figure again further down the road. By this time, they are convinced that this is a ghost haunting the country road, and they begin to panic. But as they approach, things get even creepier. The apparition simply steps over a hillside guardrail and disappears head first into the darkness below. At this point, the three men have had enough and simply speed away. According to reports, no one was found injured along this roadway the next day, so this was not a jumper. But just who or what was it? Is this a ghost haunting the remote back road? Or simply a hoax? You decide.
So, what's your thoughts? What's your decision? It just disappears off the side. They did it in multiple camera modes, and you see it. It didn't go head first at all. It just goes off like that. At the beginning of the video, I was going, "That's just some guy standing at the side of the road." But then, exactly the same shape and spirit feel is standing above the guardrail. It's not on the guardrail; it's above it, and then it just goes like that. So I think it's a spirit of an energy of someone who's passed in that area. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm at the end of the show. I do hope from the bottom of my heart that you enjoyed tonight's show, and all of you who are going to be watching the show over the next hours, days, weeks, and months. Please make sure that you leave feedback below and let us know. Come and join us to be and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and of course my Patreon channel as well. Oh man, I just missed it. Says Grace. You've just well, you can actually watch back the start of the show. It's still full. You can watch the show right from the beginning, darling. It's going to be up on YouTube in minutes, literally. I will be back again Thursday, this Thursday at 8 p.m. for Reach Across Live. And the following week, I'll be back Monday night, 8 p.m. for Next Level Psychic. Then Wednesday for a seminar, okay, where I'll be, well, I won't tell you too much about it. I'll tell you more about it on the Monday night of next week because you'll just forget about it between now and then. So I'll see you this coming Thursday night at 8 p.m. for Reach Across Live, where I do all my live readings and answer your questions and hopefully set you on a more productive way of making direct contact with your own family members. All right. Please help me get these numbers up over 1,000. I really need it. The channel needs it badly. So please continue to share the show. Invite your friends and family to be part of the shows. And invite your groups, especially your groups, to come and be a part of the show. Now, here's the thing. If you have any footage or pictures of paranormals that you have caught yourself, please do let me know. Email them to me at paul@paulfrancis111.com. Let me just put up the banner so you can see the email itself. So it's paul@paulfrancis111.com. Going right across the screen right now. Email me your photographs or email me a connection, and I will send you a link to where you can send me footage. And we may feature your pictures and your footage on the show, in which case I will invite you to be my guest on the show as well. So get your cameras clicking, connect what you think is paranormal, that's beyond normality, something that you may not be able to think, just go, I don't know what this is. And I will do everything in my power to help you. I will, if it is paranormal, I will say, wow, you caught something there. If it isn't paranormal, I'll tell you what you've caught because it's the only way you learn. It's the only way I learned. I used to think I was catching ghosts left, right, and center, but really, I hadn't. But I have since. But anyway, have a really good couple of days until I see you on Thursday night, and make sure you look out for each other. Come and join me at 8 p.m. for Reach Across Live. I'm just getting set up for the end here, and I'll be here at 8 p.m. So in the meantime, look out for each other. Take time out of every day just for yourself, and have a look around you. The world is in multi dimensions, so there could be things happening around you that you may be aware of, but have never captured. Get your cameras out, have a bit of fun. Remember, you're in charge, not them, and the only thing they have over you is fear. So if you remove that fear, you're the one in charge. Take care of yourselves. And until I see you again, good night. God bless.